Yeah. And then kind of a similar deal, man. Sam Pittman, one of the most beloved figures in the SEC. They're going to your model's got them at 3-9, same as Vanderbilt, but 3-9. Those fans deserve a hell of a lot better than that. And I mean, we won 9 games a couple years ago in Fayetteville, and things have clearly just kind of gone backwards on us here. So how many, let's try to give some fans some hope here. How many of these are one possession games that Arkansas maybe could flip to have a much better record than 3-9 as your model currently projects?
I think there's 3 out there or 4. Look, that Oklahoma State game on week 2, a lot's expected out of Mike Gundy's team this year in the Big 12. If they can go in and grab a game right there in week 2, they'll beat UAPB and UAB on each side of that. That would get them to 3-0. At Auburn, if they're 3-0 going to Auburn, there'll be some hope there. But I think that's a one possession game. To look at Mississippi State on the road is a one possession game. Typically, Ole Miss and Mississippi State going to Arkansas is very tough for those two teams. I would like to think that Ole Miss-Arkansas game is going to be close. There's another one-possession game out there as well. So, just say 3 or 4. I mean, you could see an instance where they win their non-conference. If they can beat Oklahoma State, they win their non-conference out and then grab a couple games and get to 6-6. And I think that would be a win for Sam Pittman. That's something, we'll see if Bobby Petrino can help his former team get to bowl eligibility. And if they can, that would help in recruiting. And then that would, while we don't put a ton of stock in the lower tier bowls anymore for coaches, and selling point to administration and to recruits and say, hey, look, we got this thing going in the right direction. Come help us win at Arkansas. And I think that's what they're going to have to do. Win at Oklahoma State and grab a couple games they shouldn't.
Yeah, then so Vanderbilt, also 3-9. At least Clark Lee would be able to sell, hey, we're better in Florida, which we're probably going to lose to Florida anyway, but that is something. But, man, if Vanderbilt, Clark Lee, if he's there for 4 years and 3 of them are winless in the conference, I mean, it's just I don't really have anything nice. Can you say one nice thing about Vanderbilt for me, Jay? Because I can't think of anything.
Great engineering school. I know that. It is a great engineering school and a great medical school too.
But which league game is most winnable for the Commodores? Is it that late in the season, South Carolina? That's the one a lot of people have circled. But heck, I think South Carolina's beaten them like 16 years in a row. So I don't know why we all assume South Carolina's the one, but is that the one for your model?
I think South Carolina, and then I think if you wanted to grab another one, I think oddly you would have to go to hear me out here, Missouri or Kentucky on the road, just because if they can catch one of those teams kind of sleepwalking, then they may have a shot. Jackie Sherrill used to say this when he was at Mississippi State, and I think he'd die by this and live by this, and I agree with him. Is take any team in the country, you can only get them up for about 3 games in the year, right? Like you can really do the rah-rah speech and get them emotional. First game of the season, a big ball game in the middle, and then a rivalry game at the end of the year. The rest of that time, it's up to these teams to kind of, self-cultivate and self-motivate internally. So, if that's when we typically will see one of these upsets, or 2 or 3 is in the middle of the year where a team kind of gets caught sleepwalking a little bit. So it could happen, in say a Kentucky or Missouri for Vanderbilt. But it just, you hate it for Vanderbilt. You wish they were a little more competitive and had a competitive advantage they could play on in football, but it just hasn't shown itself.
Yeah. Well, Jake, I can't thank you enough. Host of the Afternoon Drive, ESPN Radio out of Mississippi. And of course, all these projections were from your CFB hourglass.com. Go check it out. Jake, before you go, can you tell the audience how can they find you? How can they give you a follow and check out all your outstanding work?
Yeah, just follow me on X at Jake Wim. Nothing on the website as far as current right now that's coming. I got a lot of people helping this year, like I told Michael. So we'll have articles that'll start to come out here in the next 3 weeks or so. We're going to start with team-specific articles, and then I'll throw in your national championship type stuff, conference primers. We'll have some podcasts and stuff. So, and you can always find, podcasts are available on Apple iTunes, all the YouTube, Spotify, and all the platforms out there as well. So we'll be cranking this stuff out. It's number season, and it's a lot of math, Michael, and it's fun to kind of see because you look at this and sometimes you shake your head at your own look on numbers and go, that can't be right. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're not. We'll see.
Well, that's why I like having you on, Jake, because I can barely count. So I'll let you do the math and explain it to the rest of us. All right.
Very good. Very good. Michael, I appreciate you as always.